Greetings, we are back, and it is time for MVP against Polt. The king of the world, MVP against Polt. A GSL winner, someone who hasn't performed quite as well since the Super Tournament, but still a very good player indeed.
He's got a shot. He's very good.
Look,
MVP
man,
just won the World Cyber Games World Finals, which we casted. That was awesome. But I don't know if MVP is going to start losing tournaments anytime soon, Artosis.
Yeah, he doesn't really lose. He doesn't really lose tournaments. It's like, well, some people lose tournaments, and like that's fine. Like if that's what they want to do, but like MVP's just kind of not
his
as
thing.
Into it.
Yeah, he doesn't even really dabble with losing to tournaments.
Well, he has dabbled. He dabbled at BlizzCon, losing that GSL to MMA. He's like,
and then he's like, you know what? I don't like this.
Yeah,
He was
like, I mean,
Marine King Prime was like, are you sure? And then MVP's like,
are you sure? Do you want to try it again against me? He's like, no. And then he won WCG Korea, WCG, and whatever else he entered. Basically, guy wins everything, guys. That's what we're trying to say.
He is just so solid. And here's a shot of him now. He's made a ton of money off the winnings of these tournaments.
He has actually won $250,000 US in StarCraft 2 thus far. Think about that for a minute, guys. $250,000 went to this man because he is so good.
Because he is that good with Terran.
That's even more than Nesty has won. And yeah, Nesty's won like 220 or something. But of course, Nesty probably gets royalties from everyone because he invented every strategy that they've ever won with. So,
as you can see, he has been having some wrist problems.
He does have carpal in both wrists, which is a terrible, sad thing.
Yeah, that's rough. So, doing this despite having carpal. The worst I've ever gotten is tendinitis.
That's bad too, man.
Yeah, it sucks. It's painful.
All right, Polt. Well, his Blizzard Cup so far, it was pretty close.
He is a very good TBT player. He's from Warcraft 3. He's got a little bit of a different style. His TBTs actually tend to be a little bit shorter than MVP's, for instance. He is also sponsored by thehandsomenerd.com. You can buy TSL shirts.
Yeah.
And that money will go to support the team.
Yeah, we'll have their uniforms on soon. Not that one. The uniform is changing.
Getting a new one out here.
That's right.
So
on the site as well.
Whenever we mention that site, the site crashes. But check it out a little bit later. Just make a note of it. And, buy some TSL stuff. We have a lot of other stuff there, too. We also do sponsor Naniwa as well. Now, going into this tournament, we have to really look at what Polt is going to do early on against MVP. Because he has to get a lead here. I think whenever we see MVP get a lead, generally there's no major comeback. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, last time they faced each other, MVP did win. Not a huge surprise there. MVP, the god of TVT, TVZ, and not as much TVP.
TVP is slightly weaker, I think.
I have to say, actually, I think that as far as TVZ and TVP goes, unless Jakchi was just playing out of his mind for one day only, Jakchi might have actually passed MVP in some ways. But anyways, TVT, that is where this man truly, truly does shine. I cannot wait to see him play some more TVT. He's so fun. Any strategy he uses looks so good, man. First map going to be Crossfire SE. Expect to see a lot of siege tanks.
It's a map that can be cut in half very easily.
Yeah. It's actually it's pretty dangerous to go anything but siege tanks here. You kind of have to go siege tanks.
We do occasionally see variation builds. We've seen Marine Marauder. I don't know why we see Marine Marauder on this map.
Yeah.
People do it. All right, so get ready. The game is now loaded. MVP against Polt. A Terran versus Terran here at the GSL 2011 Blizzard Cup. Tasteless with me is Artosis. We're Tastosis bringing you the best, most competitive StarCraft 2 esports action in the world in Seoul, Korea, the mecca of esports. So get ready. In the upper right, the Game Genie Terran, the richest pro gamer as far as winning go.
MVP.
And in the bottom left, his opponent, the underdog from the Team TSL,
GSL Polt.
All right. So, nice little sign there.
And it's the Dancing Marauder.
I guess so.
Sometimes, man, the Marauder just wants to dance.
Well, that's how the Marauder expresses himself.
Yeah.
Art form of dance.
The Marauder's not there to, meet new potential partners, just to dance.
That's right. And
Feels
it's
good to
okay.
dance.
Sometimes the Marauder goes out with its Marine Marauder group.
Wow, look at
Medevac
these.
wants to pick him up, but you know what? The Marauder just wants to dance.
No, I just want to dance tonight with me and the other Marauders. 83% here for MVP. That is very... that sucks for Polt, but that is very understandable.
I was talking to TSL head coach before this game began, during the commercial break, and he was saying Polt's playing really well right now. And he thinks Polt has a good shot in taking this set against MVP, which, MVP, man, he's just so dominating that basically every term in the world you can just guess that MVP's going to win, even if he's not going to it, and you'll still probably come out on top. So, it's going to be hard for him. Now, MVP looks like he's actually going to go for a gasless quick command center. Polt does know. He saw the gases. He saw the lack of gases, so he's going to figure that out pretty quickly. Now, what will Polt do here? He has one gas.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see.
MVP double gases immediately, so it looks like he wants to take up in a Banshee most likely. And a proxy factory from Polt. But MVP is out with the Marine. Oh my god,
the SCV. The Marine.
Oh my god, if he
sees it. It's so bad.
That's actually like game ending.
Yeah.
You guys don't think so? Yeah, it is. This is, he's taking a lot of risks right now, Polt is. He's getting a refinery right now. If that Marine's, nope, the Marine's scouting in the wrong direction. So it looks like Polt has lucked out a little bit. If MVP happened to go up there, this game could have been over, man. Almost an unwinnable position it would have been.
Now, is he going to just check there? That's what we don't know. Oh, no.
Oh, this is still a huge deal. Look at that. Armory on the way. Now he knows. Polt was going for a Thor Rush, and I'm so sad because I would have loved to see a Thor Rush.
I know, we haven't seen a Thor Rush in forever.
Oh, I love Thor Rushes, man. As far as all-ins go, they're my favorite. They're so fun to watch, seriously. It's like this huge godly unit that's coming. You have to try to stop with all your
I don't even know where you want to go from here.
Well, that's just...
He's
making a second... Oh, wait, no, that's MVP is making his factory now. So just a Hellion being made. Yeah, and Polt's actually just going to make a command center. So his command center is way late. He had to cancel that building. He lost an SCV.
Yeah.
MVP will sit in his base for a bit longer. No. Because he's going to be like, all right, you're probably going to all-in me in some way. Maybe not, but definitely something he has to take into consideration.
The SCV is now backing up. And we're going to have to see what Polt's plan B is. Most of this is going to be improvisation. He's going to have to just kind of come together with some kind of build against the best Terran player in the world, basically the best player in the world. There's really no disputing it at this point in time.
Yeah, we have Starport for both people going up, but MVP is just slightly less quick on it, and that really bodes well for him. The fact that his tech is almost as quick as his opponent, which decided tech before the command center. The command center not even done yet for Polt, whereas MVP already up by 2 SCVs. Oh, wait, no, he's not. Polt lost an SCV and had a later command center, and he's tied an SCV somehow. Okay, anyways, he's had more mules. I guess that's what we'll give him.
Kind of a scary moment here.
Good scan there.
Polt. And this is a really, it sucks when you're going to do an all-in like this and it just gets spotted. Not even like it doesn't work, but it just, you don't even get to do it. Mm-hmm. So a really bad way to start out.
Yeah.
This whole series.
Indeed. Now, we do have Viking Tank Marine being produced right now by MVP, but he hasn't added any more buildings, so we don't know if he's going to go for mech or he's going to go for Marine Tank. He's set up pretty well for Marine Tank right now, but his barracks are going to be a little bit slow if that's what he's doing. But it's fine, he has this early lead on this expansion, which helps out quite a bit.
All right, well, MVP just one step ahead, whether it's scouting for, a proxies or getting an economy going. And it looks like now MVP is actually going to move out.
Oh, nice micro there by Polt, trying to deal some extra damage to the Viking, because now he can run home, repair his Viking. That Viking not going to be as easy to repair for MVP here.
All right, so the Marine goes down. Let's see if MVP actually pushes any further forward. He is ahead. I mean, he does have... He's going to have more tanks, that's for sure. I think actually the main reason behind this might be the siege tanks. Because wait a minute, you had to move your factory all the way across the map. You're not going to have siege tanks, LOL.
Yeah, and his siege mode is going to finish right now. Siege mode only halfway done for Polt, who has no siege tanks. So he can set up on that high ground. Don't forget he has a medevac as well. He's got to be careful here, though. He's definitely got to be careful.
All right, he can take out the bunker. He can actually start leapfrogging the siege tanks.
Now, Polt is just going to want to stall this out with the bunker.
Oh!
No, he's just going to go for it here, and this is going to cause a lot of damage to be dealt. Tarring down the Marines with the siege tanks. Well done.
Now remember, there is a medevac here, so these Marines are just not going to die.
Oh, boy.
And he didn't even manage to salvage that. Oh, man.
MVP. MVP, by the way, hasn't even added any more facilities. He's just really been pumping out units, making sure he had a non-stop supply of units send down. And that's really quite smart. That allowed him to reinforce this push to get that contain up, and he's in a great spot. And from this great spot, he is going to throw up a couple barracks, which I agree with. Absolutely in this situation. He's way ahead. If you're way ahead going the exact same unit composition, you're going to most likely win, especially when you have this contain on. Whereas if he switched into mech, that gives Polt a few chances. Where it's like, okay, these are different unit compositions.
Yeah.
I'm fast, you're slow, you're strong, I'm small or something, whatever you want to call it. But when it's the exact same unit composition, this is one of the reasons why some of the mirror matchups get funky at times, especially PvP, is, I mean, MVP can simply have more of the same exact units.
Yeah,
and
there's no need to change up the pace.
More of the same exact units, that's like, how hard is that to beat? That's like so impossible.
Very nice. Using the Viking here to try to chisel away at those Vikings over there. Now he's going to do a drop. I don't know if this is going to be effective at all, honestly. MVP can just hold this position. He can keep scanning the high ground to make sure he doesn't get surprised by a siege tank push while still dropping mules and still staying ahead of his opponent economically.
He's getting stim, combat shields. His contain is amazing. MVP not adding that many Vikings, just using the one and his Marines to try to control the airspace. But the 3 Vikings up, Polt going to come in here, and that's a big move right there.
Very nice.
Keeping air dominance is the only way Polt's going to get down his ramp.
Well, the medevacs are returning home, and all he really has to do is just sit there. MVP just has to sit there and wait. Okay, here comes the drop now.
Drop happening at the same time as trying to hit this area, and then the drop doesn't look like it's really going to do anything.
Yeah, he's going to be careful.
Right,
he can actually shoot down the medevac. Oh, no, he doesn't have stim yet.
Oh, he doesn't quite target them down, trying to take out the units instead, which actually will work. So Polt's drop doing a great job so far.
Kind of surprising results here. Siege tank with its rate of fire just too good, and he will get away.
Siege tank's good for a lot of things.
Yeah.
All right, so Polt slowly but surely is pushing down, and it's just based off of his air dominance. See that? Keeping those Vikings alive, taking out the Viking of MVP. A huge blow.
Nice. So he needs to repair that as soon as possible. He may even scan again.
MVP smartly moving back, taking the high ground.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
ouch. Oh, he's unsieged again. I don't know what. I'm not sure, Tosis.
Yeah. Well, you know, Polt just trying to get into a better position here. MVP knowing that if he stayed at the bottom of that ramp any longer, he was liable to lose a lot of units, which he did not want to. In the meantime, his just continues to macro. He's up by a good 30 supply right now, going the same units.
Now, he may actually just get his whole army together and just barrel down the ramp.
Oh, definitely a possibility here. And he stems and runs down. Oh, God, picking out 2 siege tanks. Will they get another? No. Almost.
Kind of a...
And it looks like he wants to drop here, but it's not going to work.
Here we go. He's moving in again.
Oh, beautiful timing here. Picking off 2 more siege tanks. Polt has been completely dismantled at this point.
Yeah, I mean, MVP is playing so damn well.
Just 1 siege tank out there. MVP can easily come down this ramp and kill him now. And here we go. Going to target down that siege tank, and bam, everything
melts. Beautiful play here. And I would say that's GG. He did it before I actually
You'd say it, and
got to
it's
say
true.
it. Well, that was one-sided. That was really one-sided.
Yeah.
There was really never a moment where Polt had a chance. And I love the push timing because he says, oh, you don't even have a factory that's making siege tanks. You made it in the middle of the map. You have to float it across. So if I just do a siege tank timing push to you, I'm going to siege up and everything's going to die.
That was all based off of the good scouting of MVP. Scouting that proxy factory, Polt had planned a Thor rush, probably an all-in, and, I mean, maybe that would have worked, maybe it wouldn't have. But the fact that MVP scouted it forced Polt into a far-behind position, and then MVP just crushed him, man. With his factory that far away, as you said, the siege tank timing was perfect. He got over there with siege mode. He took the high ground position. He pushed down, and there was nothing Polt could do. After he was scouted,
absolutely
MVP
nothing.
knew exactly how to react to everything.
Yeah.
You got the Viking.
That's a game that we can actually learn a lot from.
Yeah.
You know, if you deal with that, because I'm sure you guys have all been proxied on the ladder.
And you find it, and you're like, all right, what do I do?
All right, how do I capitalize on this?
That map,
that's how
what
you do it. Yeah. Really, really great games that we've had here today. I don't know. This might be a 3-0 Artosis.
Could be.
It's
Could be.
feasible.
Yeah.
Looking at the way that MVP dominated Polt. I don't know if Polt is going to try to do any more cheese.
Yeah, I don't know. We will have to see. The next map is going to be Daybreak. Not a great map for cheese. Definitely a great map for mech. MVP has shown us time and again that his mech here is nearly unbeatable. I don't know if he's lost on this map, to be honest. Mech,
I can't imagine a game, or think of a game that he has lost.
I can't imagine it.
I can't imagine. How could it even be passable? So, the players are ready to go, so when the Korean commentators are ready, we're going to get this going. It'll probably look like this, the matchup. All right, here we go.
That's
MVP against Polt on the map Daybreak. It's going to be pretty sick.
Countdown has begun. Excitement does stir in Artosis' belly. Or does he have to poop?
One of those two.
Oh, that's exciting.
I've got nerd butterflies before this match.
Nerd butterflies with little glasses.
Yeah, little nerd glasses, little square rim nerd glasses. So get ready because the game has now loaded. Terran versus Terran, MVP against Polt here in the GOMTV.net GSL 2011 Blizzard Cup. Let's go. I said let's go too early.
That's all right. You have no control.
What am I going to do?